Hi everyone, and welcome to the next series. I just wanted to give you a little overview about what's going to go on for the next few episodes and let you know what's coming up. So as you know, we have one of the few caravans in the UK with an upstairs.
An upstairs with a camper van style roof bed, and this was the key thing which really attracted us to this caravan. We could have 4 adult size fixed bed sleeping spaces and still have a convertible dinette, which we never need to convert as there are only 4 of us, in a caravan with a shipping length of 6 metres. But of course the very things that are the most brilliant about this caravan are also some of the most problematic, so that's what this series is all about. The problem I want to tackle is insulating the pop-top roof, because just like a camper van roof bed, although this is a high quality solid fiberglass one, it's made by SCA with thick canvas, it does get bright early on midsummer mornings and it's not at all well insulated. Heat in the summer isn't too much of an issue because there's a skylight with mesh blind across it and a huge front window with insect mesh on, as well as one of the side ones, also very well ventilated with insect mesh. It does however get pretty chilly up there in the middle of winter. But the downstairs of the van is incredibly well insulated, and the Truma Combi 4 keeps us toasty, even on its usual setting of just 1 or 2 or maybe 3 in the absolute depths of midwinter, but never up to the maximum. And anyone downstairs could be sweating in t-shirt and shorts, but the heat really can't rise through the thick foam mattress to the upstairs. So the folks up there might well be shivering at the same time as people downstairs are sweating. So this series is all about the strategies I've used to overcome those issues. My first idea was to make a pop-top roof cover, and I chose this route for 2 reasons. One, because when it drizzles, the rain goes down the diagonal roof gutters of the roof and drips off onto the flat part of the caravan roof itself, which happens to be directly above my head in the rear bed. It doesn't really matter in heavy rain, because the incessant drip 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 just blends in with the rest of the normal rain noise on the flat roof. But it's drizzle when you really hear it, because you can't hear the rain falling, and it's like water torture at the back, because it's just constant and very irritating drip, drip, drip. And then the second reason was that I wanted to keep the inside as clear as possible, because the roof only just folds down with duvets and so on up there. So I had 2 goes at creating an external cover, and that forms the first 2 episodes. The first attempt was just a single piece of waterproof fabric, and that did prove quite lightweight, and it did clip on okay, but it did tend to flap around quite a lot and make quite a lot of noise in the wind. So my second attempt was to use some much heavier insulating fabric to try and keep a bit of heat in as well, and then I tried to make that more modular to make it more practical. But there are some difficulties, because the roof bed is so much larger than a camper van one, and the caravan itself is much higher. The resulting cover is actually quite cumbersome to use. So although it's been manufactured and although it works fine, we're not finding we're tending to use it in daily use really, because it's just too much of a hassle to use. So the finished cover now lives in the loft at home, and we'll definitely use it if we're away for a week or more. But for our usual winter trips, which tend to be just a few days, it's just not worth the hassle, and virtually unusable when I'm on my own because it's just too bulky. So that led to a second strategy to create an internal insulation curtain. Heimer do sell such a thing for the roof bed, but in my opinion it's a bit ugly. It might be better in real life than it is in the pictures, hopefully, but it's not as functional as the one I wanted to create either. So the next few videos after that will be about creating that internal insulation curtain. The internal insulation's been working pretty well. We've had that working for quite a while now, but we still had the issue of uneven heating. So Dad on a Mission and I plucked up the courage to directly mod the caravan itself and add an upstairs heating outlet onto our Truma Combi 4 system. And whilst we were working on that, we put some USB power points upstairs and some LED strip lights. Then, having lived with this sleeping roof through 2 full and some parts of damp UK winters, I'll do an episode full of tips and tricks for avoiding the dreaded condensation and then mould and mildew which can form so easily in these styles of roofs.
Anyway, that's the series overview. I hope you enjoy watching. I hope some people find it useful. And as always, of course, if you've got any comments or suggestions to share with other people, pop them down in the comments below. Please do subscribe to be notified when each of the episodes gets published, and enjoy. Bye for now.